Good morning. Paul here. I just want to share some things that was on my heart. I was reading in the scriptures today how Jesus was persecuted before and during his trial and his path to the cross and all the things that he endured on the cross. I was reading the book of Luke. He was persecuted. They beat him. They flogged him, even though Pilate found him innocent and told all the people so. He was innocent and found no fault in him. Yet, he still had him flogged. And then, we all know, he caved to the people and sent him to the cross, an innocent man sent to die. We can look at Scripture in the past and say, that was prophesied, that was supposed to come. But one way or another, prophecy will come to pass. And so it shall be with us. The writer of Hebrews says, in times past, God spake unto the people by the prophets. But in these last days he has spoken unto us by his Son, whom he made heir of all things. Jesus spoke and said things to us that still apply to us today. And one thing that always comes to my mind quite frequently is when he said, as it was in the days of Noah, so shall it be in the days of the coming of the Son of Man. Eating and drinking, giving in marriage, they knew not until the day came upon them. We're in a time, feels like, just like the days of Noah. With all the things going on in this world, and this craziness that's going on, this lack of reason and no common sense, things going on, I cannot help but think that we are in a biblical moment where, just like Moses was going to be delivered, a proper child, the Bible tells us, from those who were destroying the children of Israel. He was delivered and set free from that. Noah was a chosen man for what he was doing, and no matter what happened in his world, and if it was an inkling of what we've got going on today, as it was in the days of Noah, so shall it be. Noah lived in a time like our own where people were just wicked, evil. Yet, Jehovah will have his people. He will have a people set aside and ready to be delivered. As in the nation of Israel, when it was delivered from the bondage of Egypt, they were ready to go. They were ready, and he delivered them, but not before there was much death and persecution. Moses' deliverance was at the cost of how many babies thrown into the river? I don't know. Maybe we'll know better by and by. How many people, how many of God's people were slaughtered, that Noah may be delivered and carry on the word. And in our day, I feel like there's a wholesale slaughter going on. And it's not done right off the bat. It's done slowly and being done methodically. But yet, Jehovah will have his people. They will be delivered from this. Jesus also said, fear not them that can kill the body, but fear him who can kill the body and cast a soul into the pit, into the hell, into the grave, to perish for eternity. He never said that they couldn't kill the body. He said to fear him who then can remove your soul for eternity. Those are scary words, because what does that mean? In the early church, persecutions went on. They had seasons of persecution and then seasons of relief and then seasons of persecution. And in that time, God's people were slaughtered. They'd come with the swords. They come and destroy a village. They come and put them on pikes and light them on fire like Nero did. They threw them into the Colosseum for the animals to eat and the entertainment of the people. Are we to think in our day, the day of the coming of the Son of Man, we are literally 2,000 years from the inauguration of the early church? The time has come. The time of the Gentiles is wrapping up. Are we to think we're going to be set free from all that? Persecution makes people choose what side of the fence you're going to be on and to stick with it. This life is only temporary. We are but pilgrims passing through. This is not meant to be our eternal home. That doesn't mean we look and make choices to help remove ourselves from it. I don't believe any of the Israelites delivered their babies to the soldiers and said, Pharaoh said, you got to kill my son, so here he is. They had to come and take him. Jesus willingly went to the cross. But he did not choose to just lie down and say, okay, nail me up, put the thorns on me, They had to do that to him. You cannot willfully choose to die, no matter how your death comes. Let that be in God's hands. Let that be in your Father's hands. Draw close to him. Draw nigh to him. He will draw nigh to you and help you through all these things. But the hardest thing you can endure isn't your own death, but watching the death of others because of your choice. If you choose to follow Jesus, the adversary throughout history has done the same thing. He's tried to use your family against you. How hard is it to watch your children, your relatives, those close to you, go through some terrible things because you chose not to give your pinch to Caesar, nor to lay your body down on the altar of the government, or the altar of the medical god, or the altar of anything, money, sex, adultery, name it. Any of these altars out there, sports. How many men and women have laid their lives, have spent their lives to excel at something that is but yet temporary and has no lasting value in the eyes of God? You must prepare now. Now is the time of preparation. Now is the time to get ready, for that day is rapidly approaching. And if you do not make choices now and choose to do what you're going to do in those situations now and get your mind ready and girded up now, when that time comes, God have mercy on your soul, because you may not be able to withstand the pressure that comes against you. Set your heart like a flint. Set your face like a flint. Don't let it change your eternal destiny or the destiny of those who are under you because you failed at a particular moment. Jesus didn't fail on a cross. And he'll stand by us through all these things. We have to make right choices. And for those who are called to be the bride of Christ, to have the highest calling that a human could ever have, to stand beside Jesus as a help meet for him for eternity, to rule and reign, do you really believe that you will be there if you cave, if you give in, if you do not hold him higher than everything? I pray pray for everybody that they will be able to remain true in these times of trial and test. Lord, have mercy on our souls.